actually meet you, like in person. I want to actually meet you like in person. Just put it in the conversation. I want to hear from you. Where are you joining us from this morning? So this morning, I will just be introducing the concept of growth mindset to you. Just give me a few time to share my screen. Okay. Once you see my screen, just let me know that you can actually see it. Please, can you see my screen from there? Can you all see my screen?
Yes.
Yes, we can
Yes,
see
we
us.
can.
Fantastic. Okay, thank you. So Growth Exponential is something I'm so passionate about, and you're going to see the reason why I'm so passionate about it. I'm so much passionate about it because over the years I have seen how people with so much potentials and they have not been able to maximize such potential. And as a matter of fact, we have seen first class graduate even in the street in such a way that they lose that potential. And the question is, how do we ensure that people with so much talent, so much value, are able to grow, multiply their impact, and also multiply their values in the community in which they serve, and probably in organization they actually find themselves. And this is the reason, this is what we want to do today. We want to put an end to a situation that appears that one is stuck, not just talk, want to put an end to where one becomes all productive despite so much talent. So I have seen so many people in their life, they usually look for somebody that could help them move from where they are to where they really want to be. And the truth of the matter is that we have been in that situation before. Probably you're currently in one today, you just find yourself that, no, come on, I could be more, or I could actually get more. We find ourselves in this situation, and this is the major problem we want to solve today. And without wasting much of our time, let's quickly go into this. If you are seeing my screen, that's great. Sorry. Okay, good. Okay, good. I said most people are failing because not because they lack passion, not because they lack talent, they are failing because they lack a system of growth that compounds, over time. Growth is the great separator between those who succeed and those who don't. When I see the person beginning to separate themselves from the pack, it's almost always because they are intentionally growing. So if you are not intentional about growth, it might be very difficult to actually grow. So it is not something you just allow to happen by itself. It is something you need to make happen. It is something you need to make happen. So let's look at this. I said success in life requires exponential growth. That is, moving from comfort zone to the growth zone. We have all heard about telling you, we all have been telling people, do not stay in your comfort zone. But if you are not in your comfort zone, which zone should you be? And here it is. There is a comfort zone, there is a fear zone, there is a learning zone, and there is a growth zone. As you can see, all of them. The truth of the matter is that the comfort zone feels safe. It appears that you are in control of everything. What of the fear zone? Most of the time, you give excuses for what you should take responsibility for. You are even afraid of trying. You're just comfortable where you are. What of the learning zone? Because that place is already getting better. You just wake up one day and you just tell yourself, I'm going to give everything it takes for me to succeed. I am moving from here to that place. And that's where the learning zone begins. You begin to deal with challenges and problems. You begin to acquire new skills. And the final stage of that zone is the growth zone. And that is the major reason for this program. How do we move from the comfort zone to the growth zone? But before I continue today, I want to go into the comment section. I want to see which zone are you currently? Are you in the comfort zone, in the fear zone, in the learning zone, or in the growth zone? I want to let's quickly put it in the comment section. I want to see that. Which zone are you currently? I want to see that in the comment section. I'm going there right now. Which zone are you currently? Which zone are you currently? I'm waiting. Which zone are you? Okay, let me see. Just give me a few moments. We are going to try our best to make this our togetherness here today to be very, very interactive. Okay, I could see a lot of people. They are in the learning zone. Oh, somebody's in the fear zone. Don't worry, we are moving today together. Somebody is in the growth zone. Somebody, okay, a lot of people, they are in the learning zone, but our goal is to go to the growth zone together. And we are going to be moving together, right? We are going to be moving together. So what the question now is, what can you do? What can I do to ensure that we move from the comfort zone to the growth zone? And sincerely speaking, that is the major reason we are here today. But before we go into that, there is something I want to ask you. Have you heard about growth exponential before? What is growth exponential to you? Can you quickly put it in the comment section? Let me look at that. What is growth exponential to you? I know that we have been sending a lot of communication outside there, and it could look like you actually understand it. I want to actually know what is growth exponential, to you. I want to see that. What is growth exponential to you? Is somebody assisting me there? Before I share my screen, what is growth exponential to you? Okay, I'm going to the comment section now so that I can see that somebody is saying, okay, nobody is typing. Somebody is about, people are typing. So somebody is saying growing at speed. Additionally, is saying growing at speed. Yeah, speed. I love the word speed. Any other person? What is growth exponential to you right now? So without wasting much of our time, let's quickly move into the growth, exponential. Let's look at how it looks and what you can learn from there. Don't forget, the goal is for us to move from the comfort zone to the growth zone. So I said, to reach your potential, you must grow. And to grow, you must be highly intentional about it. That is coming from Joseph Maxwell. So growth exponential is built on one timeless truth. Look at the truth. Sustainable growth is intentional, one, structured, two, and purpose-driven. If you need to write something down, I need you to write that down. Growth exponential is built on one timeless truth. What is that truth? Sustainable growth is intentional, structured, and purpose-driven. So my goal today is to help you understand how to build structure around your growth. Here is a success indicator around growth. Number one is about who you become. Who you become. This one is talking about the personal growth and mastery, which has to do with self-discovery. Because we need to set this background before we actually move into the growth exponential. Do you have what refers to as self-discovery? Who am I in the next 5 or 10 or 20 years? That is very important. Who are you in the last 5 or 10 years? So these are the quick questions to begin to ask and answer ourselves. That the next one has to do with the result you get. It has to do with achievement and goals, which is deepening in value creation. Result you get, achievement and goals, which is in value creation. That is, what value are you creating as a result of self-discovery? Because when you have self-discovery, the next you begin to do is to create value. So what value are you creating? And the next one has to do with the people you impart, or the legacy or to the contribution you make in your community. So this one is talking about reputational building. And this is the whole philosophy around growth: self-discovery, value creation, and reputation building, which has to do with who you become, the result you get, and the people you impact. Today, you will learn how to, number one, apply the growth exponential principle to advance your career and even in personal life. You lead yourself, multiplying impact and build systems that sustain peak performance, master the discipline of self-leadership and purpose-based action principle, cultivate habit that drive compounded career growth and business result. So what is this concept of growth exponential? I need you to think of one area where you have made significant progress over time. And the question I want to ask you is, what drove it? Or let me quickly put it this way. What is driving your progress? What is, somebody talk about speed. What is driving speed? What is driving your success, or what is driving your achievement? And that is the key question we need to ask. To reach your potential, you must grow. I said it earlier on, and to grow, you must be highly intentional about it. You know, I've said it today. And now here is the whole framework around the growth exponential. This is the growth framework. So growth exponential refers to a process where progress doesn't just happen in a straight line, but compounds over time. And when you put it in mathematics, it is expressed as growth exponential being equals to value into bracket, purpose plus competency plus consistency raised to power time. Somebody will be saying, where is Fola getting this kind of formula from? Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. So you need to just pay attention to this formula. Growth exponential has a mathematical arrangement because it has to do with ROI, whereby the ROI is the growth exponential in itself. The result you really want to get is the growth exponential. But what are the things that make up this growth exponential? If you have invested in bank before or in asset or anything you have ever invested in, you will have added the word compounding interest, compound. So this is exactly the way growth exponential works. The value is your unique selling point, market fit, or strategic worth. So the question is that if somebody needs to hire you for anything or needs to interact with you, what are the value you can give that person? And like I usually tell in all of my keynotes, I usually tell people that nobody is going to hire you or do business with you or do anything with you just for any other reason. They want to find out what is your value. And as a matter of fact, some people are so good that they actually want to quantify that value and not just the quality of that value. So they need both the quality of the value and also the quantity of that value. The second one is purpose, which we are still going to be talking about, which is clarity of direction and significance. Why does my growth matter? You need to ask that question. Why do you have to grow? Like, why do you have to? And to whom? Purpose gives growth, direction, and endurance. Without it, you can begin to mistake movement for progress. There is what we call the competency, which is the capacity and capability to deliver. Competency is not about knowing everything, it's about mastering the right things consistently. Growth demands capacity, the ability to translate intent into impact. Now let me go deeper into competences. There are two major areas of that competences. If you look at it very well, you see capacity. Capacity talks about your skills, your knowledge, and your attitude. Okay, do you have the right skills? Do you have the right knowledge? Do you have the right attitude? Most of the time, you hardly move ahead in life, or you hardly get something great out of either career or life generally if you don't have capacity. Beyond capacity is what we call the capability. Capability talks about stamina. Now, we give you an example. Just imagine somebody that is so talented, who has been seeking for a job, or who wants to change job, or who really want to start a business. But every attempt, the person keep failing. Every attempt, the person keep failing. Every attempt, the person keep failing. So the only way for that person to maintain focus and get to where they really want to be in life is through capability. Another word for that area of capability is called stamina. Most people are talented, but they lack stamina. And when do you need stamina? Stamina is needed when there is a roadblock. You just lost your job, you just quit job, and you are finding it difficult to find another one. You have a great business, then suddenly it collapsed because of policy or because of economic downtime. Things just begin to happen. So as you grow, you must build those capacity, both capacity and capability. Then the next one is consistency, which has to do with daily habit and discipline execution. We're still going to talk about that one. It converts desire into result. So dream is great, but dream could become wishes without result. You can begin to give up. And what usually leads to, why do I put it? What usually leads to anxiety and, frustration and depression is because dreams or probably wishes, aspiration and ambition are not turning to tangible result. It can be very, very frustrating. You are giving your best, you are trying your best, but you are not getting the right result. I bet you it can be very, very frustrating. And the last one there is the time, which is the compounding multiplier of all growth effort. Over the years, I have discovered one thing. If you have value, you have purpose, you have the right capacity and capability, you are consistent, one thing that will determine the results you get is time. So what it means is that every of your investment in terms of value, purpose, competency, and consistency, it grows and multiplies with time. This is not an addition. It just multiplies with time. And I said something on my Facebook, was it last 2 weeks? And I said, any industry you find yourself, if you can follow some of this growth principle I'll be telling you today, and you are very consistent over the years, like 2, 3, or 4 or 5 years, you just realize that you become the leader in that industry. Suddenly, people begin to notice you. Every professionals we have brought to this place today, we brought them here simply because we discovered that they were very, very consistent in what they do. And as a result of that, they were getting extraordinary results. These are people that I have worked with, and by the time you'll be hearing from them, you begin to see their growth story, their growth challenges, and how they turn things around. Listen to me. If you don't give up at what you do, those right things you are doing currently now, you already know that purpose is attached to it. If you don't give up, you begin to multiply value in no distance time. And that is the essence of this growth exponential today. So let's quickly move forward. I said growth exponential is a system that amplifies your values and multiplies your result. It states that investment in your growth compounds over time to yield exponential result. Exponential individuals or leaders are those who build systems that create increasing returns to scale on their personal or organizational capabilities. Pay attention to those words, increasing returns. Their life and values are designed around purpose, empowered by competence, sustained by consistency, and multiplied by time. Growth Exponential explained that consistent actions, if you have not been writing anything down, please write this one down. Consistent actions taken daily creates results that multiply far beyond initial values. Every professionals I have here, every leaders in our industry that I have in this place, they will say yes to that fact. Consistent actions taken daily create results that multiply far beyond initial value. Everything worthwhile is uphill. I love that one from Jose Maswell. Everything worthwhile is uphill. You should be able to predetermine your growth. And we are going to do that today. You look at it. Now, there are two levels of growth. We have the linear one, we have the exponential one. Linear also means that ordinary growth. Okay. When we talk about the linear growth, it actually had value. Linear growth add value. Under linear growth, your effort means output. Then it is activity driven. Now be careful. So many people engage in activity and they misplace it with purpose or growth. It's different. And, by the grace of God, I'm a performance expert, learning and development performance expert. And I will tell you something around activity-driven and purpose-driven. If you are in any organization, the possibility is that you might not get promoted just doing activity. If you are not strategic in that organization, it's going to be very difficult for you to move ahead, because the people are at the top, they are very strategic, and they will love to move people who are very strategic or who contribute to their strategy up. They want to move them up. Then the next one under the layer growth is being reactive instead of being strategic, proactive, and intentional. Then the final one there is dependent on you. But it's different when it comes to exponential. Under exponential growth, there's what we call multiplication of value. Effort multiplied by system by time is equal to output. So it is not just on effort. So they have effort based on the system. System simply means that there is this purpose, there is goal, there are goals, there are a lot of things you're working and you're doing it with time. Then the next one is that it is purpose driven, it is strategic and intentional. It scales beyond you through system. And if there's anything I'm going to do today, is to see how you can build system for exponential result. So this is the mental shift you must take from doing more to building better. So the difference between I am doing more and I am building better. Some people, they do more activity. They know you as a go-to person. You are just there, but you're not growing, and you know, because you usually feel empty. But when you are building better, you are building yourself, you are connecting yourself with your purpose, and you are getting something done around it, then before you know what is happening, you begin to achieve extraordinary result. So let's look at the story of the Chinese bamboo tree. Majority of us have heard this story before. They said to grow a Chinese bamboo tree, it requires a lot of commitment. You plant the seed and nurture it constantly. Yet, year one, there won't be any visible growth. Year two, there won't be any sign of activity above the soil. Year 3 and 4, you will see nothing. And most of the time, people that do not understand Chinese bamboo tree, they give up. They say, no, we are not getting the right result. I'll give you an example. Just another story anyway, before I go back to this one. There was an island. There were two people whereby one was using cutlass to cut a tree. So this guy will file it and, begin to cut the tree. But at the long run, the guy gave up because he couldn't cut that tree. When there was another one, the person just used about, let me say, 1 or 2 weeks to file the cutlass. But the other one didn't do that, just carried the cutlass and began to cut. But this guy filed it. So they were now asking the guy, why are you doing this? Why are you taking your time filing this? They just start cutting. Say, don't worry, let me file it enough. And by the time the guy stood up to cut the tree, within a shorter period of time, the tree is down. Compared to the person who didn't file the cutlass, who didn't do anything about it. So I said, then after 5 years of planting the bamboo Chinese tree, then it come alive. Not only did it start growing, but we can see explosive growth at a rate that couldn't have been able to fathom. In 6-week period, the Chinese bamboo tree grows to a staggering 90 feet tall. 90 feet tall. The tree has ever been measured to grow 122 centimeters. That is about 48 inches in just a 24-hour period. That is the story of the Chinese bamboo tree. And I know that you have heard about that story before. Can you look at that picture? Can you see how the root was so rooted, like so down? And that is the strength of the bamboo tree. It takes time, but once you start seeing the bamboo tree, then the growth become explosive. Here's the growth philosophy: process, purpose-driven, character and capacity, value and influence. It takes strong intentionality. Growth doesn't happen automatically. It must be pursued deliberately. So growth requires process. Growth is cumulative, not instantaneous. It is purpose-driven. Everything starts with why. It helps you to build character and capacity because personal growth precedes positional growth. And finally, when you grow, the ultimate goal of growth is impact on others. And here, the psychology of growth, we have heard about this one, the growth mindset and the fixed mindset. The growth mindset believes that their most basic ability can be developed through dedication and hard work, while the fixed mindset believe that capacity to learn and improve cannot be meaningfully developed. I don't know where you belong to, but the truth of the matter is, if you know your purpose, you identify the capacity to develop. When you keep developing the capacity, you keep connecting to the right network and environment, you will definitely have explosive growth. And you can see the fixed mindset versus the growth mindset. It has to do with what they say. It is about their mindset. One give up, the other keep trying. One stop trying, the others keep training itself. Some, one saying, I can't do this. The other say, don't worry, I can do it. I will keep doing it. One say, I'm a failure. The other say, no. I'm not a failure. I may not be perfect now, but I'm going to reach perfection. One is saying, this is too difficult. The other one is saying, no, don't worry. Struggle means I am learning. So when you begin to reframe your thought into a good mindset, you begin to achieve extraordinary results. I put in this place, I said that, skill plus right mindset is equal to result. I learned this one in 2021 when I was in an organization called EZ37 Solutions. The first time I saw this, I was just looking at it. The woman said, when you have the right skill with the right mindset, you begin to get results. And truly, it's very correct. Your mindset set the lead or limit on your performance. Without the right mindset, skill produces inconsistent performance. So when you don't have the right mindset, skills begin to produce inconsistent performance. And here is how mindset determines performance. Can you say that? I put it this way, I said that mindset shapes behavior and improves performance. Mindset shapes your behavior. Behavior determines your daily action. Performance, performance means you have quality and you are consistent in delivering high quality output. And at the end of the day, you begin to get the right result. When mindset change, behavior follows and result begins to improve. And here is the growth model I want you to live with. You can write this one down, which is very, very important. Number one is resist the urge for shortcut. You need to commit yourself to a long-term growth and goals. Number two is for you to write the result or goal you want to achieve in the next 5 years. And when you have identified those goals you want to achieve in the next 5 years, break them down into 1 or 2 years, begin to just into small goals. And the next thing you do is identify consistent habit. Now listen, most people stop at that number 2. They just identify goals in January, they break it down in February, then by March, they are just looking at how the goal will turn into result by itself. It's not going to do that. The next thing you need to do is identify consistent habits, purposeful aligned action, and capacity building activity you need to do to sustain impact or the result you really want to get, starting from when you set that goal to the next 5 years. To the next 5 years. I remember those times when I left service here in 2011. Sincerely speaking, I won't lie to you. I remember the last day I carried my bag, I was leaving. I remember that time we just say goodbye to everybody. But to me, I was so empty. I was so I was so concerned. Anxiety creeps in. My allowance is about to stop. I don't even know what is next. And before that time, I could see majority of my colleagues, they were applying for jobs. Some of them were even getting the job. I could remember that day. I moved from Kwara State back to those state. My room was, they just left I don't know whether my younger brother is there. My room is dead. Nobody was sleeping in my room. Then I enter my room. I was so, I don't know what was next. Then that day, I could remember there's a book I pick up, and the book I would have shown you the book today. I think I forgot because any state I do, I carry that book because it contains everything I'm talking about right now. Then I wrote a lot of things inside that book. It was that day I stumbled on John C. Maxwell, Brian Tracy, some of these people, and I stumbled on them. I said, "Oh, I would like to be like these people now. And what should I do to be like these people?" Then I create a 5 years, growth growth roadmap for myself. And I remember that day I wrote it down. Okay, I said, okay, I did chemistry in my younger in my at the degree level, in my undergraduate level, I did chemistry education. One of my colleagues is there. Hello, Dari, our lecturer, our professor in the house. So I did chemistry. Then I knew that day that I will not, I'm not going to use anything with chemistry because I know that a lot of things have changed. The funniest thing, during undergraduate, I didn't have that kind of concept. Even till I finished my NYC, I didn't have it. It was when I was leaving NYC that the truth was staring at me, and I was so afraid. Sincerely speaking, that day that I was leaving NYC, I was so afraid. I don't know how many of you here today that is so afraid. You are so, despite the fact that you have so much talent, you are earning well, but you are still afraid. There's anxiety about the future. You don't know what what it really means. Sincerely speaking, I've been there. I've been there. Then that day, after 1 week, I told my grandma, because I live with grandma all my life, I said, see, I will be leaving to Lagos. Why are you going to Lagos? Do you know, this funny thing is I don't have anybody in Lagos. I used to have an uncle in Lagos, but I don't even know where the uncle stayed. But there's one uncle I know in Agbara. So the right uncle, I know the uncle in Agbara. So I called the uncle that, okay, I'm coming to meet you at Agbara. Then I left, I went there. I think I spent about 2 weeks. Then I realized that in that 2 weeks, they keep giving me food and I was eating. And I almost want to lose focus of why I was going to Lagos. Then after 2 weeks, I stood up. There's one guy I knew in Lagos that time. Then I collected the contact of the guy. Hello, guy, I'm coming to meet you. Then I got there. Then probably he didn't tell the wife that I'm coming. A lot of things just happened that day. I know that, hey, I have entered what we call one chance in Lagos. What is next for me? Then I don't know anybody. And see, I don't want to bore you with that story. It was a story of pains before the light begins to come. But that 5 years growth roadmap I set for myself, I began to follow it. I could remember in 2023, that is what I began my HR journey. I met one man. I said, hey, hello, I like to just do what you're doing. He said, okay, no problem. What did you study in school? I said, I did chemistry. Oh, chemistry. So okay. Have you ever done anything? I said, no. He said, okay, no problem. I could remember that time I was following him, and I joined the organization as an intern. I don't even know I'm an intern, but I was just like the person they are sending up and down to run an errand. But while doing that, I was seriously learning what they were doing. Then suddenly, the kind of person I am, and because I've started developing myself and in what they do, then I begin to contribute to what they do. When I know what is happening, I begin to, the whole story just changed. In 2014, I went for my master's degree. I did my counseling psychology. Then I begin to focus on earning my HR certification. And I won't lie to you, today, all of those things has become a story. But it was a story that started with anxiety. It was a story that started with fear. It was a story that started with what is next for me going from here. But the growth to me has been massive, but I'm not there yet. Sincerely speaking, I'm not there yet. And don't worry, in the next 5 years too, you are going to see what will be happening with Fola. But by the time you are living here today, we want to be able to work with you in such a way that you begin to multiply impact, you begin to multiply value. So now that you understand what this growth model is all about, there are 3 areas of, we call it decision system, the 3P filter. Number one thing is that going forward, probably what you are doing currently now, or what you want to do after now, you can ask this question: what I'm doing currently, or what I'm about to do in the future, does it align with my purpose and core value? I could remember one time Mommy was telling me that, I said, Fola, you are doing what you have passion for. You are doing what aligns to your purpose. I said, I love it. Whether you pay me, you don't even pay me. I love what I'm doing. Why? Did I love it because it aligned with my purpose? It aligned with my core value. Then the next one is, does it strengthen my competency? Yes. Every of my investment in myself is towards my purpose, it's towards everything I do. And the question is, can I sustain it with consistency? Yes, I can sustain it. So when you are making decision around growth, these are the area you need to focus on. Is it this 3P filter is really going to help you? Does it align with your purpose and core value? Does it strengthen your competencies? Can you sustain it with consistency? If the answer is no to 2 or to 1, then it's not good exponential. It's distraction disguised as, as opportunity. Now, let's look at this module 2. I call it the purpose-based action principle. Purpose-based action principle. And why am I saying this? Because you need to be careful where your effort is going. You need to be very careful where you align your effort to. And that's why we want to talk about it. What is purpose in itself? Purpose is a stable and generalized intention to accomplish something that is at the same time meaningful, the self, and consequential for the world beyond the self. It's our pursuit of success. Purpose is not star that guides a journey. It's about finding profound meaning and authenticity. It connects personal success with a deeper, more significant existence. And according to John C. Maxwell, he said, when you find your why, you will find your way. And that is the growth journey. You need to find your why so that you can set the way and there will be no distraction. So because one of the things that stop growth is distraction. When you are distracted, when you feel like giving up. But when you find your why, every other thing begin to fall in place. Let's look at this. How do you discover and reignite your purpose? There are these 4 areas. Number 1, you need to define your why. Currently now, why? What is your why? Why are you in existence? Why do you do what you're doing? Why do you join that organization? It's very important. And the next one is you need to understand your value. Values are the guiding stars of our lives, and it determines how you make decisions. That is the guiding principles, something that guides you. And number 3 is identify your talent, passion, and strength. All this one play significant role in how you grow. What is your talent? What is your passion? What are your strengths? What are your gifts and magics? And the last one is that you unleash your magic. You need to share your magic and make the world a better place. And that is the goal of the why. And there are 4 quadrants of the purpose arena. The purpose and the action principle. There are 4 areas of the quadrant. We have the dreamers, people with high purpose but no action. They can speak from today to tomorrow about their goals. They talk so much about how the future should look like, but they take any actions. We call them the dreamers. Then we have the drifters. They have low purpose, no actions. They don't have purpose and they hardly take actions. They follow people. They just need people. They just follow them. They are living for nothing. And the next one are the actors. These people have low purpose, but high actions. And that is what I said. You need to be very careful so that you don't engulf yourself in activities instead of you doing something that is so purposeful. Okay. And the final person in that place are the visionaries. And that is exactly where I want you to go. They have high purpose and high action. That is to say, they have the purpose they are living for. They have the vision. They have the mission statement. They have the value statement. They have the goals well clear, and they are taking actions to ensure that all of these are actualized. And here is the purpose-based action principle. It said that purpose fuels energy, and energy drives actions. And at the end of the day, when your energy aligned with your purpose, then you begin to drive result. Not just result, exponential result. And that is all about the purpose-based action principle. He said that your energy should move in the direction of your purpose. Your greatest investment should be on your purpose. Like today, I dedicate today for this program because every of my investment today is on this program because this is where my purpose align. How can I help you to grow? How can I help you to become more productive? How can I help you to become more effective? I am like a king's maker. I am somebody that helps people to discover their dreams, and I can work with them to ensure that they are actualizing those dreams. So all your energy, all my energy must be aligned with purpose so that it can drive the result that we want to achieve. Then I said this, I said, your purpose needs people, mentors, coaches, sponsors, and trusted friends. You must not walk alone in the journey of purpose. You must get a mentor. Some of my mentors are in this place today. I'm working with them. When I don't know what to do, I know whom to call. I call them. Hello, ma. My coach, they are here today. I have sponsor here today. I have trusted friends here today. And we come together. And you too, you must be able to do that. Remember, one is too small of a number to achieve greatness. And your network, hey, underline that one. Your network determines your net worth. I attended one program. I think myself and Shiwe, I don't know what if Shiwe is there. Was it about 3 months ago? We attended one professional network like that. It was a gala, one gala event like that. And I met a woman. The woman said that they were the one that started Wins Big. I think one of the Wins Big network is there, and that is one of my mentor, Nkeshe is there. And she started talking about how they started. And it's a mentorship network. And she mentioned something that day. He said, hey, the next person to you right now, like for example, all of us in this place today, how many are we currently now? You are my value of today and tomorrow. Let me repeat it. Let me repeat it. All of you here today, including myself here today. Let me start from myself. I am your value of today. And as a matter of fact, if we keep the relationship very stronger, I become your value of tomorrow. Like I told you, I have my mentor here. They are my value of today. If I keep the relationship stronger, they become my value of tomorrow. Listen, the reason we might be struggling today might be a disconnect from a mentor, or a disconnect from a coach, or a disconnect from a sponsor, or a disconnect from a trusted friend. Who is a mentor? A mentor is somebody that provides guidance, advice, and support, often based on personal experiences. Who are your coaches? These are people that facilitate personal or professional development through specific techniques and strategies. Like what I'm doing currently now. I am performing the role of a coach. Okay. Then a step forward, it could become a role of a mentor. And who knows, a step forward, it could become a role of a sponsor. I have one of my sponsors here. I met amazing NK. I call her amazing NK. That's Nkeshire in 2021. She was the one that interviewed me for a role in FCMB when I was to join them as a faculty management lead. And I joined that. And I can never forget the experience, my experience with her. I was coming from consulting, no banking experience, but I said there's something in this guy that we didn't want to get. Normally, by the time I entered the organization, I realized that there were internal staff that were qualified for the role I took up. I said, wow. So I would have loved such an opportunity, but she saw something which probably others do not see. Sponsor. They advocate for and support an individual's growth and advancement. And today, it's going to be very difficult for me to remove her from my growth journey or from my growth story. Everybody needs the sponsor. You must try your best. And let me tell you something. There are principles around this one. This could be another training or another event entirely. How do you manage your mentors, your coach, and sponsors? Then finally, trusted friends. Individuals who offer emotional support and companionship and honest feedback. You need a friend that can give you honest feedback about yourself, because that is the only way you grow. Yeah, I love this one. I said, you are one person away. Write it down. I am just one person away in getting extraordinary result. I am just one person away in multiplying value or in multiplying my impact. I said, connect people to your purpose. So there are three areas of these people. Number one, we have the burden sharers, someone who shares the passion with you. Number two, we have the dream makers, someone who ushers you into your destiny. Number three, we have the way maker, someone who prepares the way for you and makes your dream possible. You know, I'm a faith man. Personally, if I am praying, I pray for these three people in my life. I know that I am always with the way maker, which is God, my Lord Jesus Christ. Apology to our Muslim in the house, but the truth of the matter is that everybody needs a way maker. Everybody needs a dream maker. Everybody needs a body sharer, and you must genuinely connect with them. Paying the price of purpose. The price of purpose is painful, but you need to know that pains serve a purpose. Write it somewhere. Pain is a gift and it serves a purpose. Hey, thank God I have some of my colleagues in this place and they know how much we invest in earning or gaining professional development. It's not easy. Certifications. Some of us, we pay in dollar. We will not even eat. We will turn our lunch, afternoon, night money into earning and a certification, into going. This, thank God, this event is free. But who knows? By this time next month, you could be paying close to 500,000 on this event. So some of us will pass through the pain of growth. And truly, just like the issue of lava to butterfly, pain is a gift. What I want to tell you today is embrace the pain. Accept pain as part of the process. Growth lives outside comfort zone and you must leave it. I've shown you today. Expand your horizon and reach for the stars. Number three, turn pains to opportunity. Learn, grow, and maximize the situation. And number four, don't let pain define whom you are. Write it down, because that is what is happening today. Some people are living a victim life because pain is defining whom they are. Don't let it. Reinvent yourself and tell your story. Purpose doesn't make the journey easier. Oh my God. It makes the struggle meaningful. Write it down. I don't know what you're passing through now, but the truth of the matter is that it's going to make your struggle meaningful. And this is the place I love so much as I'm rounding up, the discipline of self-leadership. Once I'm done with this, then I will give you the growth system. Once I'm done with this, I will give you the growth system. The discipline of self-leadership. Self-leadership is the ability to direct your thought, emotions, and actions toward a defined purpose, regardless of external pressures. It is the practice of identifying and accomplishing meaningful goals. Once you know what you need in order to flourish, self-leadership is what will get you there. And there are three areas that you need to develop to master self-leadership. Number one is mind mastery. What does it mean? What is the meaning of mind mastery? That is your ability to regulate your emotions and maintain mental clarity under pressure. Because during growth process, it comes with pressure. The only thing you can do at that stage is to embrace growth mindset. Develop your emotional intelligence. Strengthen your relationship with people. Regulate your emotions and maintain mental clarity under pressure. Number two is decision mastery. You have to ensure that you keep making consistent, value-based choices, even in ambiguity, when you don't even know what to do. You need to keep doing that. And finally, you need to develop behavioral mastery, translating intentions into habits that sustain high performance. So there are some habits that will help you to achieve extraordinary result or exponential results. Now listen to this. Growth collapses when willpower replaces structure. It is your self-leadership that will build internal governance system. If you lack self-leadership, you will not get the results you want. And it is rooted in your routine, what you do daily. If you can tell me what you do daily, I can tell you what you can become in the next 5 years, and you will think I'm a prophet. I'm not a prophet. One of the things I can guarantee for you right now is this. If every of your daily actions is not in line with your purpose and the goal you have set for yourself, I can guarantee you that before this year ends, you will achieve no result. You are not going to get any result. I want to make 3 million before the year ends, and everything you do daily is to sleep and wake up and eat. It's not going to happen. You have to go to that street. You have to write that proposal. You have to submit that CV. You have to connect to it. You have to go to a particular network. You have to, set yourself right there. The next one is reflection circle. You need to keep track of your actions and ask yourself, is it in line with what I said I want to do? And the last one there is response patterns. What are your actions to your goals? What are your actions to your daily challenges? What are your actions to life? Very, very important. I put in this place, I said poor self-leadership shows up when someone has lost internal alignment between what they say and what they believe and what they do. I said strong self-leadership, on the other end, is about self-mastery. Before management, character before competence, and intentional growth before external success. Let me repeat it again. Strong self-leadership is about self-mastery before management. You manage yourself first before you manage others. You lead yourself first before you lead others. It's about character before competencies. You build your character before you begin to build other skills. And it's about intentional growth before external success. Because we have realized that if skills, talent take you so far, character can bring you so low. And the funniest thing is that it is as high that you go, character will multiply it and take you as low as possible if you have a flawed character. So keep building character. So why is self-leadership critical? Number one, it's a foundation of growth. You need it for purpose alignment, and it is a multiplier effect. It can take you far in life. What are the signs that you have poor self-leadership? Number one, you lack accountability. You lack clear direction. You are always reactive in life. You are weak when it comes to discipline. You have low self-awareness and self-esteem. You have integrity gaps. What you say, it does not align with your word and value. You have a passive mindset. Another word is fixed mindset. You have a very poor influence. But by the time you are leaving this place today, everything will change. There are 4 disciplines of self-leadership. Number one is self-awareness. Who am I? What are my goals? What are my strengths? What are my weaknesses and values and triggers? Number 2 is self-management. We call it the discipline of regulating your behavior, emotion, and actions to remain aligned with your goals and purpose. And number 3 is self-motivation, the ability to inspire and sustain your own drive, even without external validation. Like I told you, it could be painful, but you need self-motivation to ensure that you are always forging ahead. And the last one there is self-discipline, the capacity to consistently do what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like doing it. Discipline ensures that these small daily actions are consistent. And when you apply it, it begins to multiply. And the final one today is for you to build a growth exponential system. System build what motivation cannot sustain. Growth is not an event. Listen, it's not a one-time thing. It's an architecture. It is something you need to build. Systems make exponential growth sustainable and scalable. When I talked to you about the bamboo tree the other time. And one thing about that bamboo tree is that anybody that wants to plant it, they are very intentional about it. So systems are what turn intention into habit and habit into outcome. Growth is fragile if it depends on willpower alone. Systems sustain growth. You should be able to step away from your process in such a way that by the time you step away, it's keep running. I've seen people that build business, they are not always there and the business is moving. I know that there are business owners in this place. Can your business continue without you being in the picture? You don't have business. So if nothing works until you are there, you don't have business. Even some of us here that are leaders, you are a team lead. I usually tell in my network, I tell them that if you are not at work and things don't get done, then you are not leading. You are losing some most important aspect of your growth exponential. Okay, and thank God There's somebody I've reported to before in this place. There's a rule. There's a rule in the department. She will tell us that if anybody go on leave, the person is on leave. You dare call the person. You don't call the person. If the person has gone on leave, the person is on leave. So let me ask you this question. If you go on leave today, can that department run? Can that division run? Can that group run? Can that business run? Systems are the secret to making growth intentional. Systems are how strategy survives execution. So without system, strategy, strategy will just be like a mere witches. That is it. So here are the system framework for growth. Number one, you must build habit system. What is your habit system? You must take daily consistent actions which are in line with your purpose and goals, and you must automate this behavior. Okay. For me right now, I know there are some learning I need to do, certification I need to register for, courses I need to take, networking I need. Only God knows number of events I've gone to this year just to improve myself. I have paid for it. I have gone there. You must do all those things daily. Number two is accountability system. You must leverage on your mentor, coach, find yourself in a professional network to sustain growth behavior. You can't grow without that accountability system. I could remember there was an area of my PhD that I was struggling with. Then one day I just go to the office and I told one of my colleagues, I said, please come, I want you to be my accountability partner. I want to move from this level to this level. And within 3 weeks, I moved. So I don't know whether she's here. I want to say thank you to you, Shamaka. God bless you. Then the next one is measurement system. You must find a way to evaluate your progress. You must find a way to evaluate your growth process. You must find a way. You must set performance for yourself. I was reading something on LinkedIn, and the guy said the reason why goals are not achieved because it has not been broken down into KPIs. KPIs means key performance indicators. You must set one for yourself. You must set one for yourself. In the first quarter of 2026, I must finish my certification. I must complete my PhD. I must complete my master's degree. I must raise this money and join this professional network. I must subscribe for a coach or for a mentorship program. You just have to set all those things for yourself. And the final one there is renewal system. Prioritize personal well-being, emotional stability, mental stamina, and lifelong learning. I am going to place more emphasis in this place. Some of us, because we want to achieve results, we just forget ourselves. We are not kind to ourselves. We are not compassionate to ourselves. It's very wrong. You must be compassionate to yourself. We call it self-compassion, self-loving. You must bury yourself into learning, and you must engage, in activities that sustain mental stability, emotional stability, financial stability. You must do all of these things. Let me ask yourself this. I want you to ask yourself this question. If my current system and values were a business, would I invest in them? Can you invest in yourself right now? Can you invest in yourself? So by the time we are leaving this place today, by the time I'm asking you this question, you should be able to tell yourself that I can invest in myself. So if not, it's time to rebuild your growth model intentionally, exponentially, and purposefully. In conclusion, you will never change your life until you change some things you do daily. Growth is not a mystery. It's not something that is written somewhere. It is a mindset. It is a discipline and a journey. And I want to welcome you into the Growth Exponential journey. I want to believe that we can be on this journey together, right? And by the time I'm hearing from you, by this time next year, in the next 2 years or 5 years, you will say, wow, I attended this program today and my life has really changed. I want to say thank you for listening to me. I hope I have not wasted your time in this short period of time. Let me see how you feel in the comment section. I hope I did not waste your time. And please do not be in a hurry to go. Don't be in a hurry to go. We are moving to the next stage of what we are about to do. Thank you so much. I love what I'm seeing in the comment section. I am seeing a lot of wow. So Uwoma say this was beyond my expectation. Tibita, you say, wow, this is awesome. Additionally, you say, I'm not wasting your time, not at all. Onini say, great. So Onini, I think we can give them some time to ask questions, right? Before we move into the panel session, right? So please, if you have questions, just drop it in the comment section and you can raise up your hand to ask those questions before we move into the panel session. The panel session will commence by 11:30 and all our panel members, they are already here and they are so wonderful people. Oh, thank you so much. I'm so glad I joined this. Thank you so much, Anita. That's great. Abiodun, thank you. Oh, he said I should have known you before now. Yes, we are getting to know each other now. That's fantastic. So over to you, Nini. If you have questions, please go ahead and actually ask. Over to you, Nini. Thank you so much. Hello,
wow,
Mrs.
once
Olini.
again, good morning, everyone. Once again, good morning, everyone. I hope you all can hear me. Please confirm that you can hear me. Please, can we use our emojis? Can you use our virtual hands to please celebrate Mr. Fola Vincent? What a session. I was so inspired listening to him. And you know, the thoughts he has brought to the fore, they are so real. They are so real. They are literal. They are things you can literally handle. And I'm just so grateful to God for your growth journey, which you have opened us up to today. We are saying, well done, sir. Thank you for paving a way for every one of us to follow it. All right. Like he has said, we would like to just take a few questions before we go into the panel sessions proper. But their highlights I have picked out through his conversation, and I would just like to note them before we go into the question session. You know, one of the things that has stood out for me that is very profound whilst he spoke to us is that exponential growth comes from consistent daily actions that produce results far beyond their initial value. You know, these are things you and I can comprehend with. That's the truth. Another thought, very striking, he did share was that growth is cumulative. It is not instantaneous. It is the product of intentional actions and daily disciplines. Come on. He did note that there are no excuse for what you can take responsibility for. What thought-provoking conversation he has led us on this morning. Mr. Fola Vincent, we want to say thank you for such a transformational delivery you have brought us this morning.
Thank you.
So we would like to take questions, please, before we go into the panel session. I'm looking at the chat box and I'm looking up for your questions. I haven't seen any yet, but just in case you would like to just speak, ask your question directly, you can unmute and then just speak to the questions, and we trust Mr. Fola Vincent will do justice to the questions in our heart. All right, we're waiting for you. So it could be a question, it could be a high point, it could be a highlight. It could be something that stood out for you whilst he spoke. So that can be very inspiring for every one of us as well on the call. So please, let's have you speak. It's important that he gets this feedbacks as well, so he understands that he has done a great job this beautiful morning. All right, please unmute your mic and let's have you speak. Oh, great. I can see you in Kechiere. Please go on.
Morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me and see me.
Yes.
All right, so
yes, we can.
I would like to, my own is just to really encourage Fola and let him know I'm super proud of him. I used to be Fola's manager in FCMB, and I can tell you for free that I have actually seen the growth, and I'm proud of you, Fola. Fola is growing. I was just saying to my husband, I'm so proud of this young man. He keeps raising the bar. I'm proud of you, Fola, and this is just the stepping stone. We are in this thing together. Well done. And good job, very good job. I'm very proud of you.
Thank you so much. Amazing.
Wow, thank you. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you so much, Ikechiere. Please, we want to have more thoughts, questions, highlights, high points, strong points, wherever the conversation has met you this morning. Please, let's hear you. Let's get the feedback. Yes, I can see clapping ovations. We want to know how, or hear from you. We want to answer the questions in your heart. Mr. Fola Vincent will be glad to hearing from us. Okay. Yeah, there's a question here already, Mr. Fola, sir. It's coming from one of us on the call, and it's saying power packed session. It says, so for someone just starting out, how do you get the right mentors, sponsors, and coaches? It says, for someone just starting out, how do you get the right mentors, sponsors, and coaches? Please go on, sir. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so much. The first thing, before we go into that arena of choosing who's going to be a coach, a mentor, the first thing, which is the background or a framework that you need to pay attention to, which is the first one, is what is your purpose? What is the goal of that mentorship? What is the goal you want to achieve from that coaching? So this will now determine who you want to choose as your mentor or a coach. And I'll give you an example. For me, I really want to grow and be a leader in my career, which I have chosen HR. So every opportunity I have to meet with HR leaders, I always want to maximize it. And most of the time, I will intentionally ask them, please, will you like to be my mentor? Okay, so HR leaders in my network or in my professional community, I look forward to them. And like I said today, thank God I have some of them in this place. I will extend an invitation. Hey, hello, Ma. There's something I know about you. And because I want to grow professionally in my career, and I've seen that you have really grown. I want to be like you. If there's anything you can do, so from there we establish a mentorship for a mentorship goal for that purpose. So every mentorship program has a goal. So if I know the goal you want to achieve now, probably it is about relationship. Then you have to look for somebody who has great relationship. Okay, if it is for finance, then you have to look for somebody who is great at managing money or multiplying money. So what is the purpose of that mentorship? It is very, very important. Then the second one is that every mentor has special characters, special features. So you could look at them before you choose them. But the most important thing is that if you know that what they do align with what you want to become, align with the goal you want to achieve, then formally, either you write to them or you visit them and tell them you want them to be your mentor. Is that correct? That is about a mentorship. Then about coaching, the same thing is applicable, but one thing about coaching is that you don't need somebody who is higher than you to be your coach. Okay, though coaching is becoming a very strong profession, which is very, very well regulated right now. So not everybody can just be your coach. Okay, not everybody can just be your coach, because you're going to pay if you need a coach. So the same thing applicable. A coach is going to ask you, what problem do you want to solve? What goal do you want to achieve? Or what S, Y, and Z do you want to do? Then once you agree together, then you are able to, to strike a deal around it. Then about sponsor is different, because most of the time your sponsor could be your line manager, your direct report, or it could be your second level line manager. But most of the time, you are not the one that chooses them. You don't choose your sponsors. They choose you based on what you have done. Okay, probably they see you that you are very exceptional, and they could just bring you close. they just want to help you. Then probably they see your purpose, they see your dream, they see your goals, and they became attached to you. Oh, come, let me look at what you're doing. And from there, they really want to help or assist. So one of the times, sponsors take time and study you from afar. Then with time, they bring you close because they want to help you. And I'm sorry, I'm not a politician, but I'm just using the man as an example. When you look at Tinubu now in his circle, he's a mentor. Yeah, at a point, he may be acting as a coach to some of them, but he was a sponsor to majority of the people he has helped to rise. You might hate him, but that area of him is a real lesson for people that really want to, that are seeking out is what is the advantage of mentorship, coaching, and sponsorship. Okay, so will you realize that most of the time the sponsor usually demand for loyalty. They want you to serve them, and truth of the matter is that I can usually tell people, if I am reporting to you as my supervisor, my goal is very simple because I know that you are my number one sponsor. So my goal is very simple. I am to make your work shine. I am to ensure that I serve you well. It's not about whether what do you call it? Let's call it politics. It's not about politics. Is a good thing. Is if you know how to play it. But the politics there is that once I know you are my sponsor, I want you to be my sponsor. Recommend me where I will not be able to speak. I will give you some example. Thank God, my sponsor, he has wanted to be my sponsor, and she will continue to be my sponsor anyway. I remember the first time I met in Kishinyere was through a chat on LinkedIn. I just chatted her up on LinkedIn. I don't know what she has forgotten now. I chatted her on LinkedIn, and that's what I said. Growth is intentional. Okay. I took that step. I shouted that out. I said, wow, I love what you're doing. I don't know. I would have shown you the LinkedIn message I sent. It was a long message like that. Oh, I love what you're doing, blah, 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 blah. Do you know why I shouted that up? Because I saw that he has gotten to a level which I want to be too. So I shouted that up. And the next thing I saw was that there was an opportunity, and our hands just exchanged hands. Things just begin to say like that. The next thing I saw, they invited me for an interview. Can you see that? She has forgotten, but I didn't forget. Okay. So right from that first stage of I want you to be my mentor, it moved to like at the end of the day I was working with her. And I won't lie to you, a particular time came within the organization. She has to build a strong case for me that Fola has done well. Let's move Fola to the next grade. And that's what happened. She did it. That's what happened. So mentorship, you can choose them. Coach, you can choose them, you can pay for it. But sponsorship, it is based on your character, it is based on your work ethos, it is based on your purpose and vision. These people can decide to say, okay, move close, and they can decide to say, we don't want you here. Thank you so much.
Sorry, I have a question.
Please go ahead.
Okay, Victor, Ita. Oh, okay. Please go ahead. Please go ahead. We'll come back to messages on the chat box. Thank you.
That's all right. Yeah, good morning. Thank you so much, Mr. Fola. Yeah, God bless you. My question is, I think I was a little bit confused because this is the first time I'm hearing growth in this dimension. I know growth is just, it's like exponential or incremental, or but I never knew it to this level. Fantastic. So I just want to say thank you.
Fantastic.
And my question is, how do I merge growth and transformation? Because I am an educator and also an aspiring speaker, and I looked at a niche to carve a niche for myself. And I was looking at growth and transformation. So I don't know whether growth and transformation can go together. And I'm actually confused at the moment. Then thirdly, I think this is an opportunity because I don't know, I could also be a mentee? I don't mind being under your tutelage.
Yeah,
I think there's an opportunity.
You're already doing what we are talking about in this event. That's what you're doing. Yeah, it's allowed. It's allowed. Okay, let me go straight. You can talk about transformation without talking about growth. Okay. So I also want to speak to all our audience. Please, you can mute your mic and also ensure that your video, you how do I put it? Be careful about your video. If you know you are not well dressed, do not show your video. There's a reason we allow everybody to use their video and their mic, is because we want it to be engaging, okay, and interactive. And so that's what we're doing. So once I answer Victor questions, we move straight to the panelist section, okay, so that we can manage our time. You are still going to ask, allow people to ask more questions, okay? So let me quickly go back to that. You can't talk about transformation without talking about growth. Neither can you talk about growth without talking about transformation. And I'm going to use an analogy for you, okay? For example, there's what we called VAT, okay? They give back to somebody, right? They give back to somebody. Then from there, the person at a particular stage of the life of that person, the person begins to give back to body. You call it production, right? You call it production. So from you were giving back to into the time you begin to also give back, production. So from the time you were giving back to the level there, you get married and start the process of you giving back, okay? That is a growth process. So which is from birth to maturity. That is a pure growth process, okay? So by the time I'm now moving to exponential, then we now move to what refers to as reproduction. But the reproduction at this level is different from the production level I was discussing the other time, which is the growth at the maturity level. Reproduction simply means that you did not just give birth, but you want to reproduce yourself in the life of those children. Is that okay? Come, please, you could close your camera, okay? You could close your camera, come, Tamara. Am I making sense to you, Victor? I don't want to speak some grammar, okay?
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with
Somebody
you.
gave back to you. Now you gave birth, but you did not stop there. You want to ensure that in your children, part of your value is transferred, not just transferred, but is multiplied. Your impact in them is transferred, not just transferred, but is multiplied. That is where transformations comes in. And it is still part of the growth journey. It's a level of the growth journey, okay? So transformation simply means that at this level of my life, I am reproducing myself. I have left the area of production, which is at your own level, using your effort, using everything about you. But this time around, you are now impacting others, and that is where transformation comes in. You are building for a supervisor is building people. He's not just a supervisor, but he wants to create as many supervisors as possible. You are a CEO or MD. You are not just an MD or CEO, but you want to produce as many MD and CEO as possible that are working with you. So what it means is that if you are not there in 1 month, in 2 months, there are other people that can think exactly like you. In fact, so many people are already lining up to take up your role. And that should be the goal of every individual in this place. Whether you are leading or you are supervisor or anywhere you are currently, you should be able to multiply yourself. So the question is that what gives back to this event is because I want to use this medium, this process to also multiply myself. And I know that you may not be like Fola, but you could look at some of the principles of Fola, you use it, and you are now getting the result that you want. So I am in a way multiplying myself. So there is a little of Fola in you right now. And by the time you begin to replicate, you will know where you learn those things from. So you can't talk about growth and not talk about transformation. And neither can you talk about transformation and not talk about growth. And the question is that what is the thin line? What is the thin line? So growth speaks to mastery. It speaks to maturation. Transformation speaks to impact. So, but your growth is not sufficient, it's not enough until it gets to a level of transformation whereby you begin to multiply impact.